Hello. Okay. I just discovered my new setup has a hazard. It is a funny bone killer. like, um, yeah, not funny. Not funny when you hit the funny bone right before you hit the live button. Ow. So I have a lot to talk about tonight, and my little ADHD brain is already like poo 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 poo. So I'm going to try to keep it in order and chronological, and also answer the many questions that have been getting sent to me through all sorts of messaging service types. You've never been the first one here? Well, look at you. Look at you, Mom. You ate your dinner early, barbecue chicken fingers, mashed potatoes, and cucumber. Oh, be careful with the cucumbers. Be careful with the fresh produce, everybody. Be careful. I'm just saying. New fear unleashed here. I haven't heard of any cases in Vegas yet, but it's inevitable. It is inevitable that we will soon have the what's the name of it? It's a protozoa that is getting on the fresh produce and causing some extreme issues. Yeah, so be careful. Be careful. Which is really sad. It's summertime. We all want to eat the fresh fruit and veggies. It makes me even more determined to get our garden back up and running and grow our own. Because, oof. And as somebody who has Crohn's, I'm a little terrified because I think it would put me in the hospital. Like normal, healthy people can kind of fight it off. You might have to get some antibiotics, but somebody like me, it could definitely do some damage. So I am being extremely careful of what I consume, and a lot of it has come from fast food sources. So there's always that danger. But anyway, and if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I don't want to say the words here, but it has to do with um, I don't even know how to, because I think even saying the explosive word probably is like some YouTube trigger thing, but you know what I mean. And it's a good thing there's no toilet paper shortage right now. That's all I got to say. There's nothing funny about the funny. I know there is nothing funny about it, but yet if we don't laugh, we're going to cry, right? Right? Yes. Yes. And to my dear friends who are attending the live from England and other places around the world, I so appreciate you. I know it is early in the morning for you, and it does not go without notice that you show up and you are here. You can't wash it, Mom. It doesn't wash off. That's why it's so bad. It does not wash off. Nope, it's sticky. It's stickies, and it doesn't. Like, maybe I just watch a little bit too much TikTok. Anyway, there is that. A lot has happened over the last couple months, but I can tell you, I feel a weight off of my shoulders. And I am going to talk to those of you who are resellers out there. I'm going to have an apology of sorts, and I am going to talk about some things to do with reselling and kind of a trap that I let myself get kind of spun into. So we are going to talk about that. Oh yeah, Mom, but this critter's Mom, trust me, you don't want this critter. Anyway, there's always a delay. Like I've moved on and I'm like starting to talk about something else, but you guys are still like 30 seconds ago where we were still on that topic. So, and that's what like the chat shows. If you're watching on the replay, I get a lot of people on the replays going, "Can you see me? Why is my comment not showing up? If you can leave a comment underneath this video, the live is done. The live chat is only there while we're live. So that's how you can kind of know whether I am still live or not. I do want to get back on a very regular schedule of going live now that my life is settling down a bit. I want to bring, some of the fun live sales stuff back over here. The apps are great. I'm not knocking Whatnot, or I do live sales over on the Niche Shopping Network, but I want to mix it up. I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket because everybody likes a different form of participating in live sales. So I will be doing some more stuff here, like when I did the live estate sale from my own estate sale. That went really well, and I just get a little bit more kind of control over the whole process, over determining the shipping, combining shipments. I do have a few people that did not pay for their goodies though. So if you were here at that live sale and you purchased something and you're wondering why you didn't get it, it's because I don't have your contact information to send you the invoice. So I'm not going to call anybody out, but I am watching the chat, and I think Melissa's watching the chat for some of those people to show up so we can give you a little nudge. Still have your items. I brought them home. They're here. But we need them to get paid for. And that is one of the things about doing live sales, like on a channel directly like this. It really counts on the honor system and people not just saying they want something or battling for something against somebody else and then they end up not following through. Because there was a couple things where a couple people wanted those items, but I don't remember who was like the backup people for that. But yeah, right? I wouldn't say normal. I don't think I'm ever going to be normal. Normal is not in my vocabulary. Hi, Robin. Oh, Robin. Okay, Robin, I'm gonna call you out. Robin, this is let me just back up a little bit. Let me give the estate sales story you have all been wanting to hear, and then we'll flow into my new good friend Robin here, who is in the chat. Oh yeah, you guys all bug list perfectly to add district. They have to add district, not Niche Shopping Network directly, but district for the cross posting. I'm with you. I'd love it too. Hi, Janice. Yeah, so let's talk about like what has transpired. So for those that may not know, I'm going to just give a little bit of history. When I closed the Good Stuff thrift store, I was not able to disperse all the stuff. All the nonprofits could take anything they wanted. Because I was working with like 5 nonprofits directly. They had come and get it. It was take carloads. I had a few different nonprofit organizations did come and get many things. I donated fixtures over to Dog Junkies thrift store, but there was still a lot of stuff. This was a big building. It was like 15,000 square feet, and it was filled with stuff. Like we were open for a year. And so at the end, I did like some bulk sailing, like people come in, buy all the clothes, but there was still a lot of stuff that had to be dealt with. And you have to clear out a space. You cannot leave anything behind. Everything has to go. So I put things in storage. And I had at one point 3 large storage units. And I kind of, I got the stuff in storage, and then, you need a break when you go through something that big and that emotional and that stressful. So the storage kind of got forgotten for a little while, and then it got hot. And then I started dealing with the storage, and slowly, one by one, I emptied those storage units. I either brought stuff to sell, I was doing live sales out of the storage units, I donated tons of stuff, I gave away tons of stuff to get those storage units down. And the last of the storage unit stuff came home because when I knew I was moving, I also knew that I was going to do an estate sale. So I had a pod, all the stuff was brought home, put in a pod. And then I moved out of the house and then started setting up, to do an estate sale. It was still a lot of stuff. And the good estate sale companies, they're pretty booked out. Like they have a really strong referral system. They have sales scheduled for months in advance. And I didn't have months to wait for the company that I really wanted to do the sale with. So I brought in another company who also didn't have the time to run a regular estate sale. So they had me do an auction. And it was not a great experience. The setup, I spent a lot of time with my employee setting up, taking stuff out of boxes, helping organize lots put together. They didn't really know what was what. And I'm seeing this also because I have had several of you reach out that bought things from that estate sale auction and the shipping was horrendous, or you didn't get what you were supposed to get. And I would encourage you to pursue that. Don't let that slide. Don't let them get away with that. Just saying. I'm very unhappy with that experience. And they were going to do the estate sale over at my workhouse. So that's the other piece of this is when I left the store, I wanted a separation of work and home. Trying to just make a better life for my kids, not have, a whole house full of stuff to work around. And then also clearly define when I was working and when I was home for them. And so I rented a completely separate house to run the business out of. And I did that for 2.5 years. And it was very close to the house that I was living in. It was a really great situation, actually. And it worked really well. But when I moved out of the house and it was time to empty that house too. And so I knew I didn't want to do another auction because that was not a good experience. I did have some theft. I had a $1,500 Billy Cook saddle stolen. Now I don't think anybody from the auction company stole it. I think what happened was the day they were working on the garage, they pulled everything out of the garage and they put it down by where the trash cans go. And I think someone thought it was fair game and pulled up and grabbed it. I'm going to just go with that. I think that's probably what happened. Let's just go there. Nothing I can do. I've watched Marketplace and everything. Somebody's probably using it and having a good time with it. It is what it is. But yeah, it was not a good experience. And they did not sell everything. They didn't even get everything into the auction they were supposed to. So I was scrambling to literally give away big shelving units that were supposed to be auctioned off. Refrigerator, freezer, they put it in last minute at the end of the sale. So nobody bid on it. They didn't market the sale like I was promised. So it was just a mess. It was just I was not happy with how that all went down. So in going to do a sale over at the other house, I knew I wanted to do an in-person sale. And this was now like the end of May. And I had contacted a couple of companies, and again, they were booked out, couldn't do it. And so I did go with a company that I've gone to many of their sales, and I was like, no problem, we can get it done. I said, I've got to be out. I got to be out of this house by the end of June. Oh, no problem. Well, June's like we're progressing. I was like, well, how long does it take you to set up a big sale? There's a lot of stuff. And he goes, 3 days, maybe 5. And I'm like, okay, we have time. We have time. And so another week goes by and I'm like, I'm bugging and I'm like, okay, like we gotta get boogieing on this because I gotta be out of this house by the end of June. And it's not happening. Finally he comes over one day and he takes a bunch of pictures and like he's taking pictures of my listed inventory and I'm like, that's not part of the sale. I'm taking that with me. It's okay. It's okay. You know, people won't know if it's sold before the sale. And so I'm like, I'm already getting red flags. And I'm like, okay. So more days are going by, still nothing. And now we're heading towards like, we got the last 2 weekends of June and I see him schedule a sale someplace else on one of them. And then I'm like, what are we doing? He goes, okay, we're going to do the last weekend. Hey, if you need to like pay another week of rent, you know, so be it. We'll use the proceeds from the sale and pay that first. So I'm like, okay. We had a day he was supposed to show up to get things set up. And I'm there with my employee to help and no show. And so I'm like, are you still coming? Oh, sorry, I got some really bad news last night. And I'm like, and I'm not an uncompassionate person whatsoever. And I was like, oh, okay. And it was, you know, there was a death in the family and I get that stuff happens. But I was like, well, didn't you already have a crew lined up this week, you know, to put this together? And he's like, oh yeah, I have a crew. I said, hey, I'll be here. I'll supervise, support the crew, you know, to still make this happen. And it was like, okay, yeah, we can do that. And then it was like Wednesday. And mind you, we're supposed to have the sale. The sale's supposed to start on Thursday. So he shows up on Wednesday and it's just him and 2 people. And I kind of left to let them do their thing. And they were only there like 4 hours. And I came back in and I'm like, oh no, no. There's no way this is going to happen. Everything was still in boxes. And like, I mean, we're talking, these are not just like dig through boxes. They're packed with glass and porcelain and, you know, expensive things. And this is not just let people dig through stuff kind of stuff. And so I was like, what are we doing? And he's like, okay, we'll have to do it. We'll do it the following weekend. Sorry. Like, and that's when I just went like, you know what? Like, I am sorry. I have got to get out of this house. And I know like, I feel bad, like stuff happens, but I'm just going to do this myself. And that is when, I contacted the Volunteers of Vegas, which is an organization. It's a nonprofit here in Las Vegas that I've been involved with for it's getting close to a year now. And it is an absolutely amazing, what do you like? I already said the word organization. I hate to repeat words, but so it is all about taking care of the volunteers. You know, there's a lot of times you go to volunteer for something and you're kind of like free labor and you're taking care of like whatever it is like you're doing. Volunteers of Vegas is all about the volunteers and making the volunteers feel special and needed and taken care of and supported and loved and all of that. And so I contacted the founder and I said, I know this is a little bit different than your normal stuff, but we can make this a fundraiser. I can give a percentage to VOV, and we made it happen. And that's how it got pulled together. Volunteers came from Volunteers of Vegas, helped me finish setting up, and then helped me run the sale. And Robin, I just knew the moment that we encountered one another. It was Friday morning, And I'm a little frantic. I'm a little all over the place. I'm like, oh, we got to do this. We got to do this. There's people waiting. And blah, 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 blah. She grabbed me by the shoulders and she looked at me and she says, breathe. I'm like, okay, we're going to be friends. We're going to be friends. And so, yeah. And then it all just came together, and she ran the money station the entire time. I didn't have to worry about taking money, giving change. I got to deal with people and make deals, and it was great. It was really fantastic. Friday, man, we were so busy on Friday. Like it was crazy. It was crazy. It was like that. And let's see, we opened up at 9 a.m. and we closed at 2. How many hours is that? That's 10, 11, 12, 1. 5 hours? That 5 hours went, shoom. It was like, it was so fast. And it was amazing. And we sold a lot of stuff. And then we were all like, after it was all done, I was like, okay, we need to like move this table. This didn't work. It was a lot of just, brainstorming. How do we make this more efficient? How do we help people get around better? And so Robin stayed with me, and we made that happen so that the next day was like super efficient. Now, it wasn't quite as busy on the 4th because it was the 4th of July. It was a holiday weekend. So, and I don't have a big mailing list of Las Vegas, estate sale attendees. So I think we did remarkably well under the circumstances. And I am pleased to say we made a lot of money for VOV, and it was great. But the biggest thing for me was the new friendships I forged with some of these incredible people that came in to help. And it's like I've met them. It's like in passing and other, like we met, but we never got to spend time together and get to know one another. And now I feel like I have like some really solid new friends through this. So you can't even put a price tag on that. Like that was like the best thing to come out of all of this. And I just felt so supported. I just felt so loved and supported, which is exactly what Volunteers of Vegas is all about. Like that is how they leave people feeling. And I could just, if they're like, if anybody else is watching from there, it's like, you don't even know how much you guys mean to me and how excited I am to be part of what you're doing for Vegas. So there's that. See, gonna make me cry already. Yeah, it was very stressful. And and I could just say it's really hard as a reseller, and knowing the value that things have, letting them go, for the amount that I want to pay for them. But I know I also had to do that. I had to let things go for what I would want to pay for them. And that was tough. I'm not gonna lie, it was tough. Does that make me a hoarder? No. It just means I know the value of things. And I know that if I had nothing but time, I could get it all listed and I could sell it online and all of that. But that is the realization I have come to is I have to be smarter with my time and the things I'm bringing in and all of that. It was a big wake up call for me, in that I don't want to get into that position again. I don't ever want storage again. I don't ever want a backlog of things again. I don't want stuff that's been listed for years hanging around anymore. So I feel like that was the other really great thing that came out of all of this is like I'm moving into a new era with my reselling business that is going to be very structured. And it's going to be set up in a way that it doesn't need me in it to run it. It's for me, it was always like, oh yeah, I know where I put that on the shelf. And now I have a system where like anybody coming in can look at the SKU and go to the shelf and go find the things. So it's going to be cool. Hey, Crystal. But it's been emotional. It has been emotional. I've gotten a lot of like really ugly comments, through all of it too, because I shared a lot of the, sorting through my inventory room. So a lot of comments, a lot of people telling me you need to stop buying stuff. You're a hoarder. You don't know what you're doing. Like, I've been pretty successful at this business. I'm in my 26th year online. Tell the IRS if I'm not successful, tell them to stop billing me. Okay. Tell them it's just a hobby. But yeah, so it's been a lot. So fast forward, it's just been handling things in steps, in bits and pieces, and being kind to myself, and like, okay, you can't get it all done in one day. Like, we did something today. I'll share in a moment, but let me make sure that I am catching up on the chat here and that I'm not missing questions. If you asked a question and I missed it, please ask it again. Did Rachel paint the picture behind me? She did not. I got that at an estate sale for $5, and I love it. I'm absolutely terrified of ever owning a macaw, but I adore them. Like, I think they are amazing birds, but they scare me. I like my fingers. Yeah, that was so sweet of you too, Jennifer. Thank you. There was many, many amazing, awesome people like that. And then there was some not so good people that I'm I'm an extremely generous person. I will give the shirt off my back. But if you try to take advantage of me, I'm pretty smart too. I know what you're doing. Like the guy who came in and had this huge pile of stuff, and I gave him a price of 100, and I think he told 120, 125, and I got, all I have is $100, and I was like, okay. He whips out this wad of money with $100 bills and $20 bills, and I'm just like, really? Come on. That's the kind of stuff. Like, just say, hey, 100's my bottom line. That's all don't lie to me. I was born at night, but it wasn't last night. Okay. And Carol, big shout out to you, my friend. Carol was there helping. She helped me with setup. Like I said, I had some really, really amazing people, amazing people jump in and help with this, and just really strengthened my loss of hope that there was that many good people left out there, because it's been a rough few years. I feel like I am at the end of an era. I really am. I have come to accept that I will not have a brick and mortar again. That's been rough. I love having brick and mortar. I may still get a booth at some point, but all of my displays are gone now. All of my shelving units are gone now. I mean, I could pull some of my cubbies and use those, but I let it all go. I called in after the sale, and I had all the stuff. I did try to put an ad, come and get stuff for free. Like, just come and take it. But you got to take a lot. You can't just come in and, just get a handful. And that's all I had. I had people that said they were coming with a truck, and they showed up to take like one or two things. I'm like, no, this is not what we're doing. I do not have time for this. So then I did call in a service that I've used before, who's also a gentleman who has a thrift store, I found out, here in town, that I'm going to go and film at. But he came in, and it took him 3 afternoons to get everything. And he he cleaned everything. Like, he cleaned up any trash, empty boxes, the whole 9 yards. Gone, swept, cleared, put the house back, in pristine condition. So he did all that. I did have to pay him for that, but it was well worth it. And then my cleaning lady went in, cleaned up the house, and boom, it was it was ready for them to, they could have turned around and rented that house out the next day. He tried to get me to buy t-shirts from him. Who did? Oh yeah. That guy. I forgot about that. That's right. That's right. I love how people think we're so stupid when they're buying. Yeah, I know. I know. Like, stop. This whole world trying to get one over on somebody else. Like, it's just like a mentality now. It's just like, stop. Most people are very generous giving people. If you're nice, they'll be nice back. And if they're not, then deal with different people. Like, find different people. Your people are out there that don't just want to take something from you. Why do you think the brick and mortar did not succeed? I loved your store and also when I should have made it just nonprofits. I should have made it just what I set out to make it and not tried to bring in friends. The honest gosh, that was the biggest mistake I made. And it's that old saying, when you mix business and friendship, bad things happen. And I, having my investment at stake and my having all the responsibility and all the liability and all of that, I had to be very firm. I had to set rules and boundaries that applied to everybody. I could not give special anything to anybody. And I had to charge rent. I was paying rent. I had to charge rent. And when feelings get hurt and disagreements are had, YouTubers like to go out and make a video about it. And that was kind of like the beginning of the end, is a lot of bad publicity. Then people behind the scenes trying to cause problems, turning me into the city for doing Whatnot sales. And Whatnot sales were generating a lot of cash flow for the business. And when we got stopped from being able to do the Whatnot sales, that was a big hurdle to try to work through. And at the end of it, it was like there was structural issues, like some sewage issues and some electrical issues. And with that, I could have fought through and had all those things fixed and all of that. But instead, I asked to be let out of the lease. And they did it. And I took that as a huge blessing and just decided, like, let's move on. But I set out to have a thrift store. In fact, I stated it in a live back in 2020 that I wanted to develop a nonprofit that helped disadvantaged women learn to be online sellers and grow their businesses and get the training and all of that. And the thrift store would be the place where they could get the training for coming and getting things, and they would get vouchers to come in and all of that. So I did accomplish what I set out to do. I did get a thrift store open. I just made some bad decisions along the way. The people pleaser in me just has to be reformed. That is not blaming anybody. That is not playing the victim. That is me saying I made bad decisions and I paid a price. I paid a really big price for those bad decisions. But I am stronger and smarter for it. And I have gotten my business fine-tuned and it's working well. Remember, I was also making daily videos back then. I don't even know how I did that. I don't even know how I made, yeah. Like, how did I do that? As you can see during this move, I've been lucky to get two videos out a week. And that's been a stretch. I'm getting back up to my 3 videos a week now. I am back on track, and in fact, Monday's videos already ready to go out tomorrow. But man, oh man. Yeah, probably right. I don't want to diagnose anybody else's mental status. I know a lot of people, like to diagnose me, and I leave it to the professionals who actually work with me to diagnose me. Oh, thank you, Kimbo. Yeah, I did a thing. So it's funny. Tomorrow's video, you're going to see, like, when I shot the beginning of the video, my hair was long. And between then and the time that I finished the video, my hair was cut off. Yeah, more videos coming. More videos coming. Yeah. I don't know how I did. I don't know how I did daily videos. I don't know how. It was crazy. And ran a store and ran my reselling business. Like, the thing is, I loved that I was able to employ people. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people that had jobs because of that store. Nonprofits that were getting thousands of dollars. Like, I am very, very proud of my accomplishments. I do have regrets. I wish I had done things differently, but I didn't. And it's, I've grieved it. I've let it go. And that's what letting go of all of this stuff really represented for me. It was just like, okay, it's time. It's time to let go of the past. And now let's fine tune this business. Let's get back on track and teach the lessons to other people so that they don't make those same mistakes. And that's why I was talking earlier about owing an apology to resellers. And it's the fact that, and I know I am not responsible for what somebody else does or chooses to do. It's not that, but I know that I am an example. I am an influencer. I am a teacher. People do learn from my example, and I need to be much more aware of that, because YouTube does give me opportunities that not every reseller has. Now, every reseller has the opportunity to build a YouTube channel and do the things. So there is that, and I am happy to help anybody who wants to do that. But the things sometimes that I buy it's because I can take less margins. It's because I can even take losses on things because I'm getting paid for the YouTube videos. So I have to be careful about when I'm picking up things and letting people know, like, look, this is good for me to pick up. This may not be good for you to pick up and resell, type of thing. I've also been focusing really heavily on higher end items. And I think you're seeing that, like the estate sales really lead to that. I did go to Opportunity Village today. I did not film. I met up with a viewer, and that was a blast. And just got a few things, just got a few little things. But there was nothing very high end or anything like that. So it was just a fun little shopping trip. Let me make sure I'm catching up here. You missed live auctions. Yeah, I miss them too. They are a big part of my revenue stream. And so I absolutely want to get back on track. And that's what I was saying in the beginning. I don't know if you were here in the beginning. I was saying, I don't just want to do things on Knit Shopping Network. I want to do things also on Whatnot and also right here on the channel, like I used to do as well. I am going to I've been invited to go to this gentleman's thrift store and do a live thrifting there. So that will be happening. I just have to figure out when. My shipping help has been out of town too. So like that's why nothing happened this week, is I'm keeping up with the shipping on my own right now until she gets back. Thank you, Deb. Letting go is also letting go of shoulda, coulda, woulda. Yeah, it's true. I'm learning a lot about myself, as I approach 60. Being diagnosed with, I've actually been diagnosed with ADHD, which is, I'm on the autism spectrum and ADHD. And Actually very common for women who, if you have been diagnosed with things like depression, anxiety, OCD, all those things, you might want to go get a second opinion. You may be on the spectrum. I, I had all those things. I had massive anxiety, intrusive thoughts, the ruminating in the brain, the second guessing everything, the OCD tendencies, the forgetfulness. You leave a room and you go, oh, where did I put that? Out of sight, out of mind. And I thought everybody just had those things. I thought that was just like, oh, that's just how it is to be a human being. No, it's not. um, I have had meltdowns. I've had meltdowns on camera. People have seen me at the store have like complete meltdowns, and it is an overwhelm that just absolutely overtakes your entire being, to where all you can do is melt down. And I was listening to a person that I follow this morning, who is he runs a community, the neurospicy community is what he calls it. And he's like, meltdowns don't just stop because you become an adult on the spectrum. We all know, like, kids on the spectrum have the meltdowns. Adults have them too. And that's why I'm very disturbed by this trend on social media, is to film people having these meltdowns publicly. And I hope maybe me saying this, maybe if you have watched those and thought, man, they're just like crazy people, or something wrong with them, they could be on the spectrum. They could be on the spectrum, and they could be just completely overwhelmed with whatever circumstances. And so compassion, love, kindness, that's what we need to show people, not filming them and throwing them up on TikTok or YouTube and making fun of them. So I'm like, want to spread that message, because I'm sure I've had moments in my life where, people could turn on a camera and film me, and it hasn't been pretty. I'll film myself. But I'm happy to say, especially with this move and being more aware of how my brain works and deals with things, I've been able to regulate through this a lot more. I've been able to know the signs coming, and when I needed to take a break, when I needed to take a breather, just go, like they say, walk on some grass, that kind of thing. So let me catch up here. Yeah, you have this. Yeah, a lot of us do. But you know why? Because women, girls, that stuff was never paid attention to. We presented differently than boys. Boys got the attention and the diagnosis, and girls tend to get more withdrawn, more quiet, easy, and boys tend to show the hyperactive behaviors and things, and so a lot of this is coming out now, that women just got labeled as something different, and here we are. Yep. A lot of us have gone through that. Yeah. Dog junkies. So, dog junkies has gone through some changes. I still love dog junkies. Don't get me wrong. But it's not that the people working there now don't know me as well. And it's not as comfortable to go in there and film like I used to. It's not that I'm not going to, it just won't be at the same frequency. You found a Steuben Rabbit hand cooler. You paid $18.75 at 75. That's fantastic. I did a thing at an estate sale yesterday. I took a big risk. I don't want to give a spoiler. The video will come out soon, but I took a big risk and bought all of something that was left. And we'll see. We'll see if it pays off. But I don't want to spoil it because that video is not out yet. A grounding sheet would be beneficial. I actually really do go outside and walk on the grass barefoot. I've been doing that now, and it's interesting. I don't completely love it. I don't know if it's doing anything good, but I've also got barefoot shoes that keep me more grounded, like feeling, because I was falling. I fell, God, what, 3 times? One of them was really scary, like really scary bad. Like I was watching for head injury bad, like fall. And that was like, oh my God. And for a while I was like scared of, anytime I was like walking, but I was like, oh gosh, am I going to fall again? It was tripping. I tripped over things. I didn't just fall randomly. I would like trip. And I don't know if it was like, I just wasn't paying attention, or I don't know, but I haven't fallen again since. I've been good, but it got me thinking like, okay, maybe some of this stuff I need to get a little more in touch with where my feet are. Do you, Jordan, will go back to, do I think Jordan will go back to reselling? No. That girl she's in marketing. She works for a company and is like the head of their marketing division and creative. They're giving her a team now for the creative. She's doing really, really well, and I'm so proud of her. She's every time I go out there, she's always got like a donation pile, and I'm like, I have to go through it. Like, what are you getting rid of now? I bring stuff back. She just lets go of stuff. But we need people like that to put the stuff in the thrift store so it can be found, right? Yes. Yeah, and she does like to donate to Goodwill because it's convenient. And I keep trying to get her to like stop donating to Goodwill, give it to a smaller nonprofit that really needs the stuff. You guys, I haven't hidden my feelings on what's happening with Goodwill. In fact, it was interesting. I was just being called by a Goodwill executive because I just can't with the big corporate overreach. I'm not banned from Goodwill. I can go shop at Goodwill right now. I have to give them notice of when I want to come film. And for me, that's not safe. I do get tracked with, it's like my every move, like, ooh, where's she going? Like, so I can't have patterns. I have to watch and like make sure the gates are shut. We watch the cameras before we open doors. Like, it's a little scary, but I'm not going to live in fear. We're just prepared and we're very aware of our surroundings. And when I go out, I don't want anybody to know that's why I don't really announce, where I'm going, what I'm doing, which estate sale I'm going to. And if I do, I'm there with people who also keep an eye on me. So yeah. And it's like, I'm not like some famous person that should have anybody stalking me. And yet there it is. And law enforcement is aware. I've made reports, but until something happens to you, nothing really gets done. So something has to actually happen to me for them to take any action, which is crazy how that works. But it's okay. I'm okay. I'm very aware of my surroundings. I don't do any marketplace stuff. I don't invite people over to the house that I don't absolutely know, all of that stuff. And if they come to the house, they'll be met with a little surprises. Just gonna say that. My uncle, My uncle taught me a thing or two when I was young. But let's see, what questions have I not answered? Covered the estate sale. I'm not going to give dollar amounts. I'm sorry. I'm just not going to put dollar amounts out there because there are people who will take that and do crazy things with it. But it went well, and I sold a lot of stuff, and now all that stuff is gone. I need a ninja. I got Noah. I have my Ninja Noah. Oh, I have cameras at every angle. Yes, I do. Yep. Yep. And all of my neighbors are very well guarded as well. I feel really safe where I'm at. It's a very good community of lots of good neighbors. Yeah. No, it's not an ambassadorship. It's the same. It's the same thing I have. It's just the same thing that I have. It's just a little badge that you had to sign a contract to tell them, yes, I won't put customers on video. I won't put employees on video, and I will ask you 3 days in advance if I can go to a certain store. It's the whole like asking permission to go do free marketing stuff that just, I don't need Goodwill. Nobody needs Goodwill. Honestly, they're forgetting, like they're just becoming big corporation. That's it. It's big corporate executive rule making that doesn't relate to the people. And I know plenty of employees who are like, they're not happy. They're not being treated the way. I just, you're going to get me going on this. I just think if you, text message. I just think if you have a level of salaries in the multiple six figures up here, you need to do a little better for the people that are making that possible. Okay. I'm just going to put it that way. They need to do better. Is there a new Glossy Baby type item we should all be looking for? I've heard right now the thing is, what do they call it? Beehive boxes. I haven't found any myself, but that's like the new fairy lamp kind of thing, like the beehive boxes. Honestly, you should never look for like the trends. You should look for high quality, rare, like things that like you just don't see. Like it's just like, oh, this is, and if you go to look it up, you can't find it. See, that's where a lot of resellers miss the mark, because if they can't find it when they look it up, they pass it by. And I'm telling you, those are the things that could make you some really good money. Yeah. No, I never put customers and workers on camera. I never did. I was, however, working on a series to highlight every Goodwill in the Las Vegas Valley. And so I was trying to work directly with corporate on what that would look like. And I did ask that, I said it would be really cool if I could interview, an employee or a manager and find out what makes their store special and all of that. And that is when they came up with this contract that said, oh yeah, no customers, no employees. Like, I'm like, okay, I was working with you guys. I could have just gone and done it. I didn't need to ask permission. I could have just went out and done it because we all had permission already to film. Like we weren't breaking the rules. We were invited to the blue carpet events and we were known. And I say we, collectively, myself, Tiffany Thrifting Vegas, some other of the, reseller YouTubers, like, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I do think Goodwill does a lot of good. They provide a lot of jobs. but it's the big corporate pass down of the quotas that the employees have to put out. The pricing is getting a little wackadoodle. Like, they're forgetting that the people that shop at thrift stores are there because they can't afford to pay full retail prices. And when you can go get something for the same price at a retail store, then you're no longer a thrift store, and that's the piece that's kind of getting missed. And if a thrift store needed to raise those prices in order to pay their bills, then why isn't every thrift store across the board doing that? There are thrift stores who get it. They price reasonably. They sell a lot of stuff because it's all donated. There's no cost of goods. So there's that. It's profit over people that I'm upset about. And it's not just Goodwill Corporation. It is any big corporation that is starting to do this or has been doing it. Tell your helper that I was very happy with the job she did. Everything arrived in great condition. I was so happy. Oh, that makes me so happy. We get casualties. Every now and then. It's heartbreaking. I know a refund doesn't replace the item. I would much rather the item get to you than have to give a refund. But gosh, sometimes it just happens. I'm not seeing the chat. It is freezing. Uh-oh. Yeah, there's a lot at the top. I love it. I do. I love it when things arrive safely. Believe me. The person who does the shipping she is meticulous. Like, I have to sometimes have her kind of like, okay, you put a little too much bubble wrap on that. We got to get them both in the box, kind of thing. Because she works really, really hard to get that stuff to you guys. Oh, I didn't even mention, maybe you've seen it scrolling underneath here, as I like to do for my live streams. And for those of you who are here and who are also watching on the replay, I give you a little discount code to use. It's good for anything in the store. We're calling it It's Over 15. It's over 15% off anything in the store. And I'm saying it's over because of it's over. I have turned in keys. It's done. I am in one spot. Now, that being said, I do still have a pod that I have to empty. But the other day, I hired 2 people early in the morning to come and help pull everything up that I had in there out, reorganize it so that I know where everything is. So what is in the pod right now is some art that I just couldn't let go. I couldn't just get rid of it. It's really good art. I need to put it on Cherish. A couple of random totes of stuff. But what I'm doing, and if anybody's interested, I am going to sell my clothing side of the business, like as in bulk. So it'll include, in fact, I'll have a total tomorrow of the value of what's listed, but it's literally, I can transfer over listed items to your eBay or Poshmark, and it's up and running, ready to go. I don't have a price yet because I have to figure out how much is there. It's going to be very affordable for a reseller. I know you need to make money on this stuff. Believe me, I know. And my goal is to sell it all in one fell swoop. So there's that. That's all right now together in the pod. And my plush business. So all of and it's unlisted. So the plush does not have listings, but it's all a lot of really good resaleable plush. So if anybody, and it really should be somebody locally, because shipping it just wouldn't make sense unless you're like really like in one of the states connecting to Nevada, where it wouldn't be quite so bad. But I have a lot of plush, and so I want to sell that all in bulk as well. So I'm just going to count up the pieces, and it's going to be like $2 a piece and go. So somebody could have a ready to go plush business, ready to go clothing business. And that's mainly right now what's in the pod. So as soon as I get that done, I can get that pod out of here too. Do you ever see Tiffany and the other thrifter used to thrift it? I do see Tiffany. Tiffany and I are friends. It's really funny because people assume because you're not on video with somebody that you must no longer be friends. Tiffany and I are still friends. Of course, that being said, there are people you don't see on camera anymore that I'm not friends with anymore. But we won't go into that. We're letting go of that era too. The Goodwills in Middle Tennessee have nothing worth buying. That is because Goodwill pulls the stuff and puts it online. Goodwill wants to be the end seller, like us, which is fine. They have the right to do that. But the consequence is that we start learning that there's just nothing to go get in those stores. And I hope, and what I would love to influence is people don't go to Goodwill first. Go to the little independent thrift stores. Go to, and even Savers. I know Savers is a corporation. Savers is a for-profit corporation. They make no bones about it after a little lawsuit that they were in. They're very clear that they are for-profit. But what they do is they fund smaller nonprofits. They were actually a bit of the idea behind when I wanted to work with nonprofits in my for-profit thrift store. So what they do is they run fund drives. So let's say Volunteers of Vegas wants to do a fundraiser. Volunteers of Vegas gets all of their people like to donate a bunch of stuff. It all goes to one location, and then Savers comes and they pick it up and pay them by the pound, and then they get a check. So that is what Savers does. That's the majority of how Savers gets their merchandise. Yes, you can also drop stuff off because you get a 20% off coupon when you drop stuff off. But they do support many, many, many nonprofits. I've actually participated in helping nonprofits run those fund drives. So I know from the back end how it all works and how much money really adds up really quickly for such a thing. So that is why I don't have as big of a problem with Savers Corporate, because they, number one, they say they're for profit and they do a lot of good for many nonprofits that wouldn't otherwise be able to raise that money. Oh, you might want that. We can talk, girl. We have, let's see, where were they? Do you ever go to the Goodwill bins? I don't, because they don't allow filming. So even though I am allowed to film in the Goodwills, the Goodwill bins are off limits for filming, which I don't know. It's a whole different beast. And for me, you know, my business is such that I show it on camera, me buying it. That's how I market the goods that I'm selling. So if I'm going to the bins and just buying just to buy, it doesn't serve my business model well. And I can't film it, so that's not very much fun. You don't want to just see what I got out of the bins. You want to see me digging. You know, that's the fun of it. Are they going to be able to control that? I've already been. I've watched people come in with those meta glasses, and they're filming the bins. They're filming the bins like all the time. So that's the other thing, you know. How much can they really control? They can control people they recognize. Like that's all they can do. I wish we had more small thrift stores. All we have is DA. What's DA? Do you know if Salvation Army have bins like Goodwill? I think they do. I think there is a Salvation Army outlet. I have not been to it. I want to check it out. I like digging the bins. Don't get me wrong. I like digging. And sometimes I go with other people, like other clothing sellers that I know. I will just go dig for them because the digging is fun. I like it. I like finding stuff, even if it's not for me. Yeah, different states. Every Goodwill has a region, and every region has its own set of rules. Goodwill of Southern Nevada is the one that we're in here, and You're getting a little wackadoodle. I can film in Southern California too. I have been to the bins in Southern California and filmed there. I have a video out. I just, I'm just really looking for higher quality. I'm just really trying to like upscale my reselling business, which means that what you're going to see me pick up, it's going to try to be that upscale stuff. We're finally getting a Savers in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. York, Pennsylvania has one that I have been at, and it is so much better than the Goodwill in Lansing. Oh, good. Excellent. I mean, competition is the name of the game in retail. And that is part of the problem here is Goodwill now has 22 stores, 22 stores in the Vegas Valley, which is not that big. Vegas it's not like some ginormous city. 22 stores and a warehouse with tens of thousands of gaylords of inventory. That's why I say they don't need your stuff. They don't. Goodwill doesn't need it. Send it to some other little mom and pop thrift store that desperately needs it. Oh, Salvation Army. Salvation Army does have a bins here, but it's mostly clothing. Yep. Yeah, Value Village is the same as Savers. It's Savers / Value Village, depending on where you're at in the country. Have I been to the Rose Bowl swap meet? Oh, yes. And I want to go back. I want to go back badly. I think it's the second weekend of every month. Do they take off for the summer? Does it shut down for the summer months? I don't know. I would not want to go right now. I would not, even though it's cooler than it is here in Vegas. Yeah, no. But I totally want to go back to that. Absolutely. Like, it was so fun. And the cool thing is, like, my brother lives in Southern California, and so it's a cool place for me to meet up with him. He's the one I always talk about. He collects clocks and vinyl and Disney art. Those are his three things. He worked at Disney since he was 16 years old. He's 2 years older than me. 2.5. That half is important. But yeah, he just got his, what they call like the golden key. He retired. And so he's got lifetime benefits from Disney now, which is really, really cool. So we are a Disney family. I grew up with the good memories of going to Disneyland once a year. My grandmother worked for the Retail Clerks Credit Union. Mom, are you still in the chat? Was it Retail Clerks Credit Union? Or Union. Why am I saying credit union? Union. And every year they would buy out the park, so only the union members got access to Disneyland. And that is my growing up memories of once a year. I believe it was in October. We would go to Disneyland, and it's good. It's good memories. Let's see. I saw a thrifter today who said she was going to all the Goodwills in the Omaha area in one day. There are 13 stores there. God bless her. Oh yeah, that's a lot. I'm good for like 2 to 3 stores, and I'm pretty spent. Do you go to the Kobe flea market? Yes, I love the Kobe flea market. I haven't been for a while. I'm due a trip to the Kobe. This move has kicked my butt. I'm just going to say it. I feel like I have been moving for 4 months. It pretty much started back in March. I gave notice and knew I was moving. So March, April, May, June. Yeah, it's been, yeah. And we're still, like, the kids and I worked on I haven't unpacked all of my decorative stuff and my books and my glass and all that. So the kids and I spent a couple hours this afternoon just unpacking boxes. It's not in any kind of order yet, but we got stuff out of boxes, which felt so good. And now I'm ready to like just hit the ground running on that, to start getting my house put together and get my collections out and all that stuff. I've watched you for over 2 decades, regardless of your success. I'm glad you did. You've watched me for 2 decades? Have I been online for, I guess I have been, I guess it has been that long, hasn't it? Wow. Now that you put it that way. Well, thank you for being so dedicated. Yeah, it's hard to believe. Let's see, I started eBay in October of 1998. So this is my 26th year being an online seller. I started YouTube, 15, 16 years ago? Something like that. Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while. How am I enjoying the pool? Well, let me tell you, Nettie, I don't get to enjoy the pool yet. And by the grace of God, I didn't get in it yet. So the pool, for those who don't know, the pool had 2 significant leaks. And once I discovered it, I stopped putting water in the pool because that's wasting, which is illegal here in the state of Nevada. And I put in the maintenance request and they just weren't taking it seriously. They kept telling me, just fill the pool. And I'm like, no, not gonna keep filling the pool. You need to fix the leak. And it took them 2 months to finally take me seriously, get the leaks fixed. And I was like, so thrilled. It's all fixed. They replastered, like we're good to go, filled it back up. It took 3 days to fill the pool. 3 days and $1,100 of water. Pool's filled, but I didn't have a chance with the estate sale. Like, this is like, I'm a big believer in God. Because of that estate sale and all of that, I did not get a chance to go in the pool. My aquarium guy was here this week. Now, he's been following the whole pool saga. His dad is also a pool maintenance guy, so he just always takes a peek at the pool when he's here. And he goes, I hate to tell you this. He says, do not get in that pool. And I'm like, why? What? And he points out that the light cover has water behind it. Do you know what's behind that? Electricity. All right, so we're sitting on a electrocution hazard with the pool right now. That now I am waiting again for them to get fixed. But thank God we did not get in the pool. Thank God. Could have been bad because it's on a timer. The light just comes on. So obviously we've, flipped that off. I see videos where the person is a dumpster diving at Goodwill. Is it true they throw a lot of donated items in the dumpster? Yes. Every thrift store has to throw things away. I've seen good things thrown away. I guess good things is in the eye of the beholder. Obviously they can't. Here's the thing with Goodwill, and I do get it. This is what Goodwill has become, is like the drop-off place for a lot of like house cleanouts, and like it's, you have to pay to go to the dump. You just drop off Goodwill stuff. So I get it. They do need to throw a lot of stuff away. Stuff that, is full of cigarette smoke or other undesirable things that get on things. I'm just going to say, use your imagination. So yes, they do need to throw things away. Would I want to dumpster dive in a Goodwill dumpster? No, I would not. But hey, probably makes good content. We have more thrift stores than Goodwill. Love the thrift stores. Yeah, I get a lot of comments. A lot that people say, I miss your Goodwill videos. And I'm like, I really want to know, what is it specifically about Goodwill versus another thrift store? Like, as I go to other thrift stores, I'm looking like the same way. So what is it about Goodwill? Do you do eBay Live? I do not. I don't think I will. I have too many other places that I do live. I have my own marketplace, the Niche Shopping Network. NicheShoppingNetwork.com if you want to check it out. I go live there, and I support my other sellers who list things on there. So for me to just go to eBay and do eBay Live, I don't know. are they getting the market share? No. Whatnot, I will still do because I have a following on Whatnot that they haven't come over to Knit Shopping Network. And then I also have my following here, obviously, that where they don't want to go to one of those places. They just want to do it the old fashioned way here. So like I said, I'm going to diversify, but I'm not going to do eBay Live. They talked to me when they had the last event here in Vegas. I was over at the booth. I was talking to them about it. I explored it a little bit, and ultimately I decided no. And same with Posh Lives. Just no desire to do that. They take a big percentage. I just eBay's been like really dead. I finally got like a sale on eBay after a very long month of no sales, and I was getting sales on other marketplaces. So it's an eBay thing. It's an eBay traffic saturation, race to the bottom kind of thing with eBay. Yes, you have been online for over 2 decades. You were in Riverside area and big time Tucson. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's see. Those lights are easy to install new, but they charge a fortune. My husband did ours. He's an electrician. Well, yeah, they need to come out and which means we have to drain the pool down below. I don't even know. I don't want to drain the whole pool, but I don't know how they're going to fix it if the whole pool isn't drained, right? Like, do they just get in the pool and do it? Like, I don't want to drain the whole pool again. But yeah, they have to completely take it off and reseal it and dry it out. Crazy. Maybe it's because Goodwill is accessible to people in a lot of areas. I get that. But there's usually some other little thrift stores. And I get there's probably been a lot of thrift stores that have had to close because they can't compete with, it's like if you come up with a type of gelatin. People go to the store and they don't put gelatin on their list. You know what they put on their list? They put Jello. It's in the brain. It's like thrift store, Goodwill, gelatin, Jello, tissue. We don't put tissue on the list. We put Kleenex. It's that brand recognition that Goodwill has had the money to really market and put out there. And it's the household name for thrifting. And so if we all just kind of really try to support the smaller thrift stores, we can see more of them and more people will be aware and put the good stuff at the little guys too. And small thrift stores are generally supporting a specific nonprofit. Like Dog Junkies supports a Home for Spot. It's a dog rescue where they care for the medical needs of a lot of dogs. They get like some very, very high medical need cases that is what the money goes for, so they can rehabilitate those dogs. Let's see. The Niche Lady Live, are you still accepting people to sell? Yeah, always, Nicole. Yeah, just if you want to be a seller on Knit Shopping Network, come on over, put in the application, and we'd love to have you. They don't have to drain. Look at YouTube videos. Okay, good. Okay, that makes me feel better that they don't have to drain the whole pool again. It's a big pool. It's an old Vegas pool. It's not like they just built the house pool, because something in the 2000s they changed the regulations on how deep a pool can be. And this house is old enough that it's got like the 8-foot pool. So it's a big pool. It's a lot of water. Both tops smelled of old stale smoke, so I washed them in the sink with Zout detergent. Oh, I missed the first part of what you were talking about there. What'd you get? What happened, Mom? What were you saying? I'm only seeing the part about talking about but both top. What was the first part of that, Mom? Received your order. Everything arrived perfectly. Yay! Whoever packed it did a great job. Yep, she did. Had me fooled for a minute as I thought the glass tray was missing, but was in cardboard at the bottom. Yep. Your in-ground was built in the 80s, so it's probably deep too. Yeah. I am. Well, you can't see. Well, you can start. You can. So I've got the Charming Tales all lined up over here, and the Annalise are right next to them. So basically, what I need to do is, I need to. I don't know what I need to do. I need to just schedule the sale. I was going to take the pictures and make, like, I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm just going to, like, we're just going to put them up and sell them. So can you see what I have next to me now? See, I'm making steps in the right direction. So this is my library cabinet with all the little drawers. And this is where I keep my jewelry, because you know what you can do when you have a library cabinet? You can say what's in the little drawers. So this is my brooches. I don't know. That's not. Wait, where's my camera? See? Brooches. But I put it here because it's got this nice marble top. I don't have a mirror hung up yet. I need a new mirror. And so I'll be able to do my sales like right here. And my thought is that I'll also be able to stream on YouTube when I'm doing like the Whatnot or the NSN shows, and have like the behind the scenes kind of look to where you can either be on the app or you can watch here. So that's my goal with that. It's a little bit of a challenge because I had to pull the desk away from the wall, and I have this gap that is like, it's like this much of a gap that I want to put something there, but I'm not exactly sure what to put there or how it's going to fit. So open to ideas. But I want to get something in the gap over here to, I don't know. I don't have a drawer. I got a, it's a standing desk. So it adjusts. And so it doesn't have a drawer. So I kind of need like something like a little storagey thing with a drawer. I went to Home Goods last night and I was going to get a little something. And then I got a little bit pulled away by all of the summer clearance. You guys, Home Goods is doing summer clearance right now. Oh my gosh. I had a little fun. Yeah, I looked. I didn't see it, Mom. I didn't see it. Yeah. Oh, there's lots of YouTubers who can film in bins in their areas. Yep. It's just Goodwill of Southern Nevada is weird about it. Is that jewelry cabinet where my, no, I have that somewhere else, Mom. This is my listed stuff. I had the same problem. My hubby put a piece of MDF or piece of wood there. Oh, the problem with the gap. See, I kind of want to make it like usable, but I also have cords there, so it can't be anything. Yeah, it needs to be kind of like something up on legs where the cords can run under it, and yet I still have like a little something. I don't know. Something. I'll figure something out. Oh, yeah, so I got distracted. That happens a lot, in case you haven't noticed. I bought, okay, true confessions. I bought solar light-changing little balls that float in the pool, because why not? They were on clearance. I got a couple of beach towels. I got pool floats. Like, it's just like we've got pool season for 4 months now. Heck yeah, I'll buy you big old pool floats on sale. So I've got a couple of those. What else? I don't know, just some random stuff. Got myself, a couple pairs of shorts. I don't know. It was fun. It was fun to just go relax and shop. You have a turntable cabinet thing on it now. Ah, gotcha. Gotcha. It's so easy to spend money over at Home Goods. I know. It really is. Yes. I was not expecting to walk in there and see all the clearance. That kind of threw me. And they're clearancing like all of the gardens. I had you'd be proud of me. I had stuff in my hand ready to go over into the cart, and no, you don't need this. Put it back. I did. Put it back. And then I had rewards. So I had like $60 in rewards, which took a big chunk off of what I bought too. So that was pretty exciting. Yeah, but I didn't get. Oh, I know what I got. I got Rachel a new shower curtain, rug, and matching towels for her bathroom because we hadn't done that yet. We hadn't, made it personally hers. So I was kind of like sending her pictures. You like this one? You like this one? She doesn't like to go shopping. So thank you, Ricky. So we're getting stuff. We're getting stuff put together. Noah's bathroom doesn't need a shower curtain. He's just got a walk-in showery thing. He's a boy. He doesn't need any decoration. I'll probably still go in there and hang something on the wall at some point. It's really cool that, the kids each have their own bathrooms now, which is awesome. Noah is cooking barbecue ribs for us this evening. Unfortunately, we can't have a salad with it. It's gonna be really weird. I hope this thing gets done quickly. I'm a little disturbed by not being able to have fresh fruits and vegetables. I'm just gonna say it. All right, we've been on here for like an hour and a half. Throw some questions at me. Resellers, shipping's changing. Post office is going wackadoodle on us again. All I can say, use Pirate Ship. They'll get it figured out. Although I have to look at, I do free shipping on all my jewelry, and I may have to make some adjustments because the one thing I know they're changing is that there's no longer going to be like a 1 to 12 ounce rate. Those lower, everything is going to be, if it's under a pound, from what I understand, it's all going to be one rate, and it's like $8. So that raises it $2 to $3 for those lower weight items, which I'm not happy about. They're also doing something with oversized. They're simply doing what UPS has always done. It's if your box is like if it's 12 and a quarter by 12 and a quarter by 12 and a quarter, you can no longer count it as 12 by 12 by 12. It used to be you could round down to 12 by 12 by 12. Now you have to round up to 13 by 13 by 13 so they can whammy you with the oversized fee, which I'm not happy with. It's going to make it tough because boxes that I buy that say they are 12 by 12 by 12 are slightly bigger than that. That's the inner dimension. So the thickness of the cardboard is, the outer dimension. And the way they're doing the new rule is that that's now going to be oversized. So that's going to be a problem for bigger items. I'm going to have to figure that one out. I'm going to talk to my shipping supply place and say, can you make a box that's 12 by 12 by 11 so we can stay, not be in trouble? I have 12 by 12 by 8s, but they don't work for like the bigger, taller items sometimes. So it could be a little challenging, but we will figure it out. Everything is figure outable in this business. You still use Pirate Ship when you have to mail anything? Yeah, I don't know why people still go stand in line at the post office. Don't ever go stand in line at the post office. Please purchase your postage online, pirateship.com. It's free to use. And the savings is significant versus going and standing in line at the post office. I do have a really, really good mail carrier here who, if they see me outside, even if I haven't scheduled to pick up, they're like, "You have any packages?" Like, that is so refreshing. I love that so much. They're getting used to my package pickups now. I have a big brown cart. I put all the packages in for them so they can wheel them all to the truck at the same time. Yeah, I think a lot of resellers use Pirate Ship. It's pretty much a standard. Okay, so what's on tap this week? New video comes out tomorrow. My plan is to have a video Monday, Wednesday, and Friday going forward now. I need to stick with that. I need to keep that going. YouTube likes consistency, and I have not been all that consistent lately, so they have been not very happy with me. So I got to get that ramped back up. I will be going live at least once a week. Sometimes it'll just be some chit chat like this. Sometimes it'll be a live sale where we'll do something. But that will generally be on a Sunday afternoon. It seems to just be a really good spot in the week with people being able to attend and that kind of thing. I may change the times around a little bit, but I'll never do it in the morning on a Sunday because I know a lot of you go to church. So yeah, Sunday afternoons, live stream day, Monday, Wednesday, Friday are my video days, and we are going to get back on track. And always know, so I've had some disappointment from people when they see something in a video and they want to buy it and they're not subscribed to the Niche Lady Shops. So let me see if I can pull it up and show you what I'm talking about. So there's a thing at the bottom of the page at thenicheLadyShop.com. I'm going to share my screen and show ya. Share screen. Right there. Boom, diddy, boom. Okay, so when you come all the way down here, see this little thing right here? Subscribe to be notified of new product uploads. That is different than like my email list or notifications on you. This is a completely separate thing that simply is to let you know when new things are loaded in the shop. So you can go and subscribe to be notified when I list new things in the shop, which generally happens right when I am releasing a video. So that's your key. If you see a new video come out and you want to get something, that's when you come over to the shop and go and look for that thing. Okay, how do I take that back off screen? Like that. Oh, Rachel, we talked about it at the beginning. I don't want to go into a whole discussion about it, but it's that little protozoa thing that is traveling around the country on the raw produce. A lot of it's coming from like fast food restaurants, the bagged salad stuff. Yes, it's not pretty. Thank you, Nettie. You gotta let me know when you're back in Vegas. Let's meet up and do some filming again. Now that I feel like I'm getting my life back. Finally. There's a little more to go with getting life back, but it's almost there. It's almost there. I still have all my empty boxes and my shipping materials and stuff is still sitting outside, and I know we're supposed to have some monsoon, so I'm like, nowhere to go. I do have a shed. I could put them in the shed. I might do that. Yeah, I'm feeling good. Like I said, huge weight has been lifted being done with that house, not just the estate sale, but that entire two houses I am done with. And the financial weight of paying for 2 houses is done. There was 1 month where I had to pay for all 3, and that was painful. I got to get my savings built back up again. I've had like huge expenses, like moving all the fish tanks was super expensive. Um, and I got a free shed. My free shed cost me $1,200 when all was said and done. Just a lot of stuff like that, like coming up, had to be paid for. You do what you got to do, right? Oh, you are so welcome. I absolutely will continue on. My heart is for resellers to learn, but I also know that I need to make entertaining videos too. So it's kind of like the mix of both. I'll always throw in what I can and help where I can. I do have my school community to help with the one-on-one of running resale businesses. If anybody's interested, we are a great little group over there. There's no judgment. There's only kindness and support, and there's no dumb questions. I know, like us women, I never see guys say this. Women are like, this might be a dumb question, but like, no, there's no dumb questions. The dumb questions are the ones not asked. It's okay not to know something. And I like it just, we've got this stigma that if I have to ask for help, I must be dumb. And it's like, no, you are not. So that is what we're all about. Ask all the questions, all experience levels over there. It's called the Reseller Revolution Network. And it's funny because I named it that because of the book that I'm writing, which now I need to get back on track and get that done too. But yeah, I'm always willing to help those who want to make a business out of this because it really did change my life. There was no other profession that I could go and be successful at. And now I know it's because of my crazy brain. I'd go work at companies and I couldn't just do do A, B, C. I was always trying to make improvements. I was always trying to come up with new systems. I was always trying to be more efficient. And they don't like that. So, yeah, so I call myself unemployable because of that. So reselling was all I had when I became a single mom after 20 years of marriage and not needing. I was reselling, I was making money, but I didn't need it. It didn't, you know, we would have been fine had I not done it. But because I had that, when I became a single mom, it was the only thing I had, and I had to make it work. And that is why my heart is for what I call disadvantaged women, women who are coming out of marriages where they didn't prepare to have to take care of themselves and their kids. So I am always, always about helping with that. Seniors who we all know Social Security hasn't gone up. Social Security hasn't like inflated to cover the cost of living, and reselling can be a really good way to supplement that. You can make money while you're on Social Security, and there's a lot of fear behind that, but you are allowed to profit a certain amount. That doesn't mean that you have to cap your sales at that amount. It means you can profit a certain amount. So lots of stuff where I love what I do because I know I have an impact on people who need it, and I will continue on. I mean, I've been trying to. There's been those that have tried to cancel me, and it's not going to happen because I'm not going to be a quitter. So you're right. There's nothing wrong with asking questions. All YouTube are complaining about high prices. Yep. Who remembers the 80s? Who remembers the recession of the 80s? It was tough times. I was a real estate agent during that time. Talk about tough. Like, nobody was buying houses. It was rough. And there was no eBay yet. There was no computers yet. I did like door-to-door sales. I sold Electrolux vacuum cleaners, also very tough because they were very expensive. Watkins. What was the other one I did? obviously, you know my Avon story. Avon was the one I landed on and did really well with. But yeah, this everything changes, everything evolves, and those who succeed are those who figure out a way to make it work, no matter what's thrown at you. And that's what I do. And that's what I encourage others to do. Don't let the stuff get you down. Huge lines waiting for cheaper gas at all the stations. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. It's crazy. And that's been when gas was what, like, I don't even know. How much was gas back then, Mom? I don't remember. I honestly don't remember. But oh, the nostalgia of it all. I think that's why I love these estate sales, because I go in and I'm like, there's so many things that I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that. Oh yeah, I remember that. And I've had like some pretty amazing stuff around me growing up that like triggers those great memories. Oh, I will tell you, it has finally happened. It has finally happened. I have, you know, that every once in a while I pick up pieces of Franciscan Desert Rose because I have some really great memories. And I finally have them in my curio cabinet. Like I'm displaying them now. I just decided to do it. I'm doing it. They're in there. I know it's a stupid little thing. Like, I'm doing it. But I'm not going to get like a whole set. I'm not going to use them as dishes. I'm just getting some pieces that, like some plates that I can line up along the back, and like some serving pieces that just kind of give it the little oomph in there. I'll share the cabinet when it's done. I will share when it's done. You made the most money ever made during the 80s, and it was carrying me through. Yeah. Yeah. Good for you. Yeah, that it just shows you, you know, you can either kind of succumb to it and it is a thing, like it's a victim mentality. It is a poverty mindset where you just go, okay, you know, life's just gonna throw this at me, you know, and I'm just never gonna amount to anything. I'm never gonna have anything. Or you can look at it and go, okay, what do I need to do? What creative way can I come up with that somebody else isn't doing to get through this and overcome it? And you just got to be an overcomer. You do remember paying 25 cents a gallon in the 60s. Isn't that crazy? Crazy. All right, everybody. I smell ribs, which means they're probably almost done. And I'm going to spend some time with the kids tonight and maybe unpack another box or two and get ready for Monday. Monday's coming. Ready or not, here it comes. So with that, everyone, thank you so much for hanging out with me for the last hour and 45-ish. We will do this again very soon. If you're not already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. I know it's just a number. It's just a number on a screen, but it does tell YouTube that you like the content. It will show you more of when I upload and throw things out there for you. And I appreciate it. So with that, you go be profitable and make it fun. See you on the next one.